everyone. Our expert for today's session is Rekha Vyas. She's an international shadow artist, master puppeteer, and an avid storyteller. She's the founder of PepUp, a company dedicated to shadowgraphy and puppetry. As India's first female hand shadow artist, Rekha is passionate about the art of puppetry and shadowgraphy. Welcome, Rekha. On behalf of Team Enlightenment, I hope you and your loved ones are doing very well.
Yeah,
and Yeah, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Anisha and I will be moderating the webinar today.
Okay, Anisha.
For those who are watching us for the very first time, Enlightenment is India's first personalized web app platform to solve student problems of determining their career path by conducting various career guidance interviews with the leading experts. And today we are going to discuss about how to become a puppeteer. Now, without any further delay, let's start our conversation. So my first question to you is, how long have you been doing puppetry and how did you start with it?
So I've been doing puppetry from last 6 to 7 years, and it all started with my own center. I started my own recreation center for kids in Mumbai, and there I started exploring various art forms for my center, where I came up with the art form of puppetry, and from there I started doing puppet shows, conducting puppet shows, shadow stories, and I also explored string puppet, Rajasthani string puppet, and many different kinds of puppets. So whatever I could explore in puppetry, I started exploring all the things and learning it.
That's great. And where did you learn puppetry from?
So I am a self-learned puppeteer, and this is I think this is a God's gift that whenever I try to, I imagine a character in my mind and then try to bring it in the reality.
That is great. So you are self-taught and you have done a lot of experiments with puppetry and stuff. But how did you decided to pursue this as a profession?
So from the center, I picked up. I started conducting puppet shows, and slowly people recognized that I'm good at it, and they started calling me for shows. So when I got my orders, I started doing the literature carnivals. I started going to the schools for puppet shows. I started going to the birthday parties. I was invited for conducting puppet shows, and this is the way it started. And
That is
then when
great.
a point came that I was more towards puppetry than any other art form, so then I gave it as a full-time career option.
Okay. So you are teaching children now puppetry, right? Through your workshops.
Yes, I've been doing teachers training. I've done many international teachers training also. I've done it for Indian teachers also. And I'm also teaching children and youth. So we have also conducted for grade 9 students puppetry workshop where right from the scratch, how can they create their own puppet shows. So we have also done that.
Right. So how would you recommend students to start puppetry? What is the good starting point for them?
So the starting point is for any art form is that you should have a passion towards that art form. Now, if you feel that the puppetry is just a kiddish thing, and I would not enjoy doing it, so then it's not for you, of course. But if you feel that okay, if you have a certain liking towards the puppet, when you look at the puppet and when the puppet starts talking, you feel happy about it, and you feel wow, such a nice puppet he's talking, and the way he's talking, look at the way he's moving. If you are attracted towards the puppet and if you feel that you like them, then you must select and start with puppetry. Now if you only like it for the first time and then the second time you feel, oh, what is this, it's the same thing and it's boring, so then you should not go for it. Because every time you come up, every time you see the puppet, then you should have the same passion. You should see the, oh my god, he's here again. So you should have that anthu in you. So that's the way you select for. You have a, you have to have that mindset of a child to be a puppeteer.
Right. So you should have that passion from the first moment itself, and you should have that enthusiasm basically.
Correct.
So there any way to be a certified puppeteer?
Yeah,
Any certification courses?
there are certification course. Mumbai University has started a course for puppetry, and it's a diploma course in puppetry. So it's recently started. Now it's not explored much, but yeah, Sangeet Natak Academy has been conducting workshop for puppeteers. So anybody who is willing to learn puppetry must see that they get an opportunity to learn it from the masters who are at Sangeet Natak Academy. So there are many workshops which are conducted here by government, and there is a minimum fee to learn the art form. But yeah, you need to have some skills, and you have to prove that yes, I have made this puppet, and you have to prove it to them. Only then they take you as a puppeteer for the course.
Right. Okay. So if they are in a workshop, okay, so they have enrolled themselves in a workshop initially. So what are the initial trainings that they go through?
So if they come for pep-up workshops like the one which I conduct, then we start from making a story structure. So first we are going to create what story are we going to present. So a story structure. Then we go for story in mountain. Then we go for story in molecules, and then we move a step ahead for let's build a character. So the character building is very important here in puppetry. The character, what kind of character is this? So if this is a funny character, or is this really a wise character where he gives a lot of good advice to someone, or is he a really sad character who is always sad and depressed? So you have to first think about the character of the puppet, what character you want to portray of that uh, puppet, and then you have to come up with making the puppet. Now making the puppet is also not very simple, because you have to first select the art form, which art form of puppetry you want to go for. So whether you want to go for Muppets, or they should be in a string, or they should be in the as a rod puppet, or they should be as a shadow puppet. So then you have to select the form of puppetry, and then what we do is then we come up with presentation, making of puppet, making of backdrop. Then we go with music, background music, which we require usually for the puppet shows, and then the overall setup and presentation, which takes a lot of time. So if you have to build a 10 minutes story, that cannot be this quick. It has to be
Right.
there is a process like a movie making. So here also we have the complete process, and once of course in movie making you have the person there, so you don't have to create a person, but you have to create your own character. So that is somewhat much more difficult, you can say a level more difficult than what you do there. So this is the way
Right.
we
So,
go for it.
yeah. So it's an all-round development, you could say.
Yeah,
And yeah,
it's
there are, I guess, there are
of
four
various
types of
art forms.
sorry, I couldn't hear you, sir.
So
Can you
that
repeat?
combination of various art forms. So when you talk about puppetry, it's just not one art form; it's a combination of multiple art forms.
Right. So it's not just about the story, it's also about how you tell the story, the storytelling concept of it. And are there any challenges that students face while you starting out?
So there are challenges like first the thing is that you have to be really smart to balance the show. Now if you make it really sad, then the audience won't enjoy. If you make it full of fun, then the audience won't enjoy it. Then if you make it moderate, then the audience won't enjoy it. So the excitement level, like like I said in movie, when you go for a movie, if it's completely flat, then you won't enjoy the movie. So there has to be ups and downs, and for that, creating that up and downs and light movements and laughter, it's very difficult. So the most challenging job which anyone would face, I think, is to make someone laugh through the
Right.
show, and that's very challenging for any puppeteer.
Right. That's very true. And even presenting yourself, it's very hard because you also are involved in the complete process of it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my next question to you is, how is it different from what you used before? Nowadays, it's all online, right?
Yes.
So how does that differ?
How does that differ from the
Right.
live audience? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that only the thing that is differed here in the online show for us is that the screen is really small and to fit all our sets in that screen gets a little more challenging. Otherwise, I think puppets are made for television. So
Right.
we can do a whole lot of things online. If you have seen Gully Gully Sim Sim or Sam Street, then you will come to know that puppets are made for television. Puppets are made for so it's not that difficult. I think we are. It's much more easier to do it in on the screen than doing it live, because live you have to carry all your things and then set up every time at a new place, which becomes a challenge.
Right. Right. And also, you are doing currently shows outside India as well. So, what is the audience reaction there?
So yesterday I did a show early in the morning at 5:30 a.m. Can you believe this? For the
The
children,
time, yeah.
of UK and US and Australia, and all the children there. There the time there was late evening, maybe 7:30 p.m. there, and here it was early morning 5:30 a.m. and I was like just got up from my sleep and I'm with my puppets doing the show for them. But the smiles at the end of the show, the way they were excited to see the puppets was really, really nice. So I think that overall the world people like to see the puppets, and the more you get the puppets, the more the fun is, you know. So if there are just two characters, they won't enjoy much. But if you get multiple characters, if the puppet keeps on changing, then they will always have, okay, this the rabbit came, then the elephant, now the monkey, now this that. Now what is the next thing that's going to come up? So they are all excited to see so many puppets together. So it's nice. I
Wow.
think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine children being happy about a story and they also want to know more about it. So, what kind of questions do they have at the end of the session?
So yesterday's show they had this how are you making these puppets, and
Right.
yeah, so they are always keen to learn puppet making, and they are always keen to see my hand shadow. I'm a hand shadow artist also, so they at the end of the shows I usually perform a 5 to 10 minutes hand shadow art, which they are really attracted towards, and they want to learn how are you making a bird and a rabbit using your hands. Can you please tell us? So
Right.
that's what they are keen to learn.
Right. So there are four types of shadow, like the shadow one, rod one, rope one, and I guess there's one more type. There are
No,
four.
there are 11 kinds of puppetry, 11 to 12 kinds of puppetry, even more which I have not explored, but I have explored at least 12 kinds of puppetries. And everything is different from each other. Each puppetry form is very special, it's very unique, and it's very challenging to perform.
Right. So which one is the easiest and which one is the hardest? You think, according to you?
See, there is no easy and there is no hard. As in, I would like to tell you that even if you use a simple glove puppet and you get it, the hand puppet which the teachers use in the class as a teaching aid, even if you get them, you need to have some movements. They have to say something, and that's the challenge. What is this puppet who just came up? What is he going to say? How is he going to say? So that voice modulation, and then again the movement of the puppet, everything is very difficult, even if you get a small tiny one. So you have to think, how is he going to attract the children towards you or the audience? So that is very difficult for any form of puppetry.
So speaking about stories. The stories that you present, are they always educational or always fun? What kind of stories do you present?
So what I do is I do a balance of both the story. What I do, I give some moral values. I add always to my story some moral values at the end or at the beginning or in the middle. Somewhere you will get some moral values from it. Even if I'm saying a horror story for Halloween, I do that. But at the end of that Halloween story, also I say that you have to be brave enough if you come to such situations, and you have to be brave and you have to be strong to come out of this situation also. So something I usually add, that there's no evil in this world, everything is good. So at the end of that story also I add some value there, that there's no evil in this world and everything is good.
Okay, so
The
you
way we
make up.
balance.
Sorry.
This is the way we always balance, and we give some moral educational or moral things from the stories. Even if you add
Right. So
entertainment,
do you
you
do
have
this? Yeah, right. Very true. And you do this original stories of yours. So how do you take inspiration, or they are totally original?
see, I have written 4 stories of my own, and
Wow.
then 4 to 5 stories I have pinned, and I have written. They are also published, and they are. We also sell puppetry toys. So we have shadow art kit, which is available on Amazon.in. I've been selling this kit from last 6 years. It has 5 themes: so fairy tale, aqua, jungle, Ramayana, horror. So we have 5 themes here, and in each theme there is a story, and all the stories are written by me. They are all original. So there I have done the effort, and I have pinned the stories, and each story is unique. Each story is different from the other one. So that I have done. But for the puppet shows, you don't have to. I have a magic show where the puppeteers come and do the magic, and the magic goes wrong. So this is something funny and light which everybody will enjoy. Or usually I take a musical show so that there is no language problem. Because internationally also when I perform, then there is always a language barrier, that if you use some Hindi words in this, then they won't understand them. So what I do is I prefer to add a lot of music and less of words.
Okay. That's great. That's very innovative of you. And the kit that you mentioned, what all things are available in the kit?
So the kit I mentioned, they have shadow puppets. So that is also something very unique. It's world's first colorful shadow storytelling kit. So nobody in the world has manufactured colorful shadow storytelling kit. Now, why I added colors to the shadows? Because I thought that children like colors, and so I came up with a concept of colorful shadow stories rather than the dark shadows. Children will enjoy the colorful shadows. So it's like the small, very friendly, non-toxic plastic sheets which I have included of various kinds of animal which are printed very colorfully. Then they have a storybook inside. Then they have a theater, a torch stand. So the entire setup. Then they also have sheets like science behind shadow. So what is the reason
Okay.
that you see the shadow? So in that kit, I made a point that they have science behind shadow. Why? What makes a shadow? How long in the evening sun will make a long shadow? In the morning, the sun makes a short shadow. What is the reason for that? Why is this theater making a shadow when you are keeping? And what objects makes the shadows? So I have included many things, educational thing in that kit. Then I've included a hand shadow art chart in that kit. So because I am a shadow artist, I wanted to spread this art. So there is a small chart in this kit which talks about hand shadows. Then it has the instruction manual, and it also has a ticket chart inside where the child
Okay.
can give the tickets to and invite his own audience when he is performing a show. So that is like he's creating his own short movie, he's selling that movie tickets, and he's inviting his own audience. So that
Wow.
fun element I have added in my kit.
It's a whole experience, right?
Yeah, to get the
That's
whole experience, like it's their story time and they are going to present it, so they are going to invite their family and friends for the show, so there is small ticket chart also I've included in that kit. So it's a very I've got awesome reviews for my product, and it's by the name Be Creative Shadow Art Kit in association with Pepper. So the manufacturing is done by Be Creative and the whole composition is by Pepper, like the making, the idea and the creative mind is Pepper there.
that is great. And what would you say puppetry has done, and how has it influenced your life?
So I think how has it influenced my life? Now I don't have to worry about Monday mornings, you know. This is great.
That is that is the
So,
ultimate goal.
so I am what I'm doing is my passion, which is my passion. Puppetry is my passion, and it's my profession now. There's nothing better than what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying each day to create a new thing. That is something which I always wanted to do. So when I was a kindergarten teacher, I was a kindergarten teacher at Singapore International School, which is an IB school in Bombay, and I really enjoyed there also. I don't say that I didn't enjoy my teaching days. I did a lot of experiments, and I decorated the boards, the notice board and the boards of my classroom and corridors in the school brilliantly. So I was always known for my creative work. Even in the school days, I was doing voice modulation for 10 characters at one time. So I used to record the entire script on my own. So something I've done many things in the school also. I've done brilliantly. I've used puppetry in the school also to teach children in and included in my lesson plans. This is the way.
Okay, yeah. So you mentioned all these skills. So what do you think is the essential skills that people should get, by doing this?
Come again, I didn't get you. Voice is
What are
breaking.
the sorry? What are the essential skills that students should have while pursuing this?
So the student should have a creative mind for sure. The student should have a creative mind. They should have a good craft skills also, which is required in puppetry, and they should have good imagination skills, which is again a must. Because till the time you don't imagine, how is the entire show going to look, or how are you going to present your story? So first you imagine everything in your mind and then you start creating it. So of course the imagination skills, then the creativity, then the craftsman skill is very very important if you want something to form and come in this art form puppetry.
Right. So the full story layout is I feel it's very difficult to form, and to present it's another thing. So
Yes.
while you were doing all these things, who did you look up to?
Whom did I?
Look up to, like, who did you refer to?
Okay, so there are many good puppeteers in India, and they've been doing a fabulous job from so many years. So I also saw some of them, like their work, and got inspiration from them. And I also like to see the Gully Gully Simpson, which is one of my favorite. Like I got inspiration from the show there, which was really nice. But if you ask me what motivated me much is the audience, you know. So whenever I perform a show and if I get good response from audience, that's the thing that keeps you going every for the next show. So if you're happy with if the audience is happy from this show, then you will go to the next show. Yeah, if your audience at the next show is happy, you will go for next show. So this is the way you get motivation from the audience, more than anything else, you know.
Right. So consistency is key,
Yes,
basically.
consistency is the key.
Right. So lastly, what your advice would be for our audience who are watching this right now?
Yeah, so I think you must always follow your passion, and if you have something in you, if you feel that okay, I am good at this, then you should take and make it as your profession. Although it's not that easy, it will take some years to come up to some point and get some recognition for your work. It took me 6 to 7 years to stand here and give this interview. So it's the path will never be easy if you take select your passion as your profession, but slowly I think you'll be happy with each day as it goes. So when I see people around me and they cribbing about their job on every day basis, I feel that I'm blessed, that I'm doing, I'm really enjoying it each day. So when you enjoy it each day, it becomes very easy for you, even if you're not making lakhs of rupees or crores of rupees. Even then you feel good, you're happy at the end of the day, and you get a good sleep at the end of the day. That is the thing which motivates me to keep going, and I think that should be the motivation for all of you, that you should be happy in your life. That happiness is the key.
Right. So I'm very happy that you have that in your life. I mean, everybody dreams of having the passion, kept alive. So that was a great session. Thank you so much for being here with us. I'm sure today's session has cleared a ample of doubts for the future puppeteers. So all the future puppeteers, stay tuned with us. And if you have any questions regarding this amazing career path, please do write it down in comment section. Enlightenment is working towards the goal to inspire students to excel in their careers. With the changing dynamics, we bring the experts from some of the very interesting and offbeat career paths. So download our application and follow us on our social media handle to explore the world of careers. So lastly, I hope everyone is doing well. On this note, I would like to conclude our webinar. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very fun interview, I would say.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say you one more thing, that I think the way the education system is changing, puppetry is going to play a very big role for the future education system. So this is a very good career option for students to select, because the way education system is changing, we need something storytelling in puppetry, the way the teaching forms, in the teaching form, and there we have to stand and we have to see that we create awesome puppeteers for future India.
Right, I agree, because even online puppetry, it's very fun and now it's evolving even more. So it has a great future. I agree with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Bye bye.
Bye.